Hello. Thank you for coming. I'm Jess. Nice to meet you.
I saw you at the gate as we were coming in.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we were laughing because
perplexed.
there was, as we were pulling in, this guy. Never mind, I'll tell you later. We were sitting in traffic and this car next to us, there was a guy in a car, and he saw that it was us. And he goes, beep, beep, and we look at him, and he goes, I'm from Canada, I love you. And we said, oh, thanks. And then he goes, oh my God, I want a selfie so bad. And we nominated that as the stupidest thing anyone said in 2015.
Nice.
Oh my God, I want a selfie so bad.
Totally does.
Oh, so does that totally mean like I can't ask that at the end of the interview?
You can have a selfie, just don't say, oh my God, I want a selfie so bad. Especially if you're like a Canadian dude in traffic.
Come on in.
Do you know how they have this show? It's like reality.
Hey, I'm Jess.
Is this a reality show?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh no, that's right, it's not. It's the news.
Oh. It's like real reality.
This will be the avatar of rock band interviews.
All right, let's get started. Let's get down to business.
Good luck,
Tell me
by the way.
about your
Wishing you
8th
luck.
album. Tell me about Sonic Highways and the process that you went through to make it.
Well, for this record, we decided to do something different. Instead of recording in our recording studio, we thought that we would take the band out of its comfort zone and record each song in a different city all over America. And then film it for this documentary series where we not only told the story of the city, but we interviewed all of the artists from that city, and we talked about how that city influenced the music that came from there as we're in a studio recording a song. And the last day of the session, I take all of the transcripts from those interviews and write the lyrics from the transcripts and then sing it, and we record it, and then we move on to the next city. So it was basically just like this challenge to keep things interesting and fresh, because we've been a band for a long time. It's fun to do things differently, you know. You know, a lot of the times people go into the studio and they'll just overthink everything. They'll correct things that they think sound sloppy or weird, or they don't really capture moments. They'll like capture a moment and then manipulate it and change it into something else. But when you go into a project like this, it's like, man, you really have just a couple days to do it. You can't redo it because we're in the studio in the French Quarter in New Orleans, or we're up in Chicago. And so I thought that challenge in a way made things easier because we just had to get it and not overthink it. You know?
You have to make decisions. Yeah, plus we record on tape still, which is archaic compared to the way people record
We
records
haven't figured
now.
out the computers yet.
Yeah, which nobody's smart enough around here.
High school dropouts.
So that really makes you have to make final decisions quickly. You see, when a new record by whoever comes out now, they can keep manipulating it on a computer till the very end. I mean, they can do anything they want to it. But if you do it on tape, what you have is what you have. There's nothing you can do about it, really.
It's like what I tell my daughter when I give her a snack. I say, you get what you get and you don't get upset.
What's that? So you don't give her the chance to be upset at all?
That's not fair, because I made the snack. Okay,
You just need
it's
to be
about
happy
me. Her
that-
snack is about me.
Yeah.
And did you have a favorite song on the album?
I like the first song. That's just me. You know, we actually, when we came up with the idea for the project, I'd explain it to people. Say, we're going to record in New Orleans, we're going to go to Chicago, we're going to go to Seattle, and people would say, so are you going to like record a jazz song in New Orleans? Or are you going to do a blues song in Chicago? And I just thought, can you imagine what a train wreck that would be? Like for us to try to assimilate or just assume the personality of each city. So I told everyone, like, no. First and foremost, it has to be a Foo Fighters record. And even if people don't know the concept of the process of the album, or don't know anything about the TV show, they just have to hear it as a Foo Fighters record. So I heard a lot of people talk about like, oh God, they went to New Orleans and you can't even hear it. And it's like, well, yeah, because we're the Foo Fighters.
Yeah. You'd be damned if you did and damned if you didn't. Because if we went to those places and tried to do a blues song or a jazz song, people would be like, Are you kidding me, guys? Really? You think you're a jazz band? We know we're not. We know what we are. We're a garage rock band.
We're not a jazz band?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
We gave up jazz a long time ago because we
Started out.
found that no one was coming to the shows.
I read in Rolling Stone, this may not be true, that you had considered doing something a little bit more experimental, and then you were like, F it.
You know, I gotta be honest, last time we were here, we were playing these big stadiums and everything was great and everyone loved the last record. We're just like on cloud 9 and like, yeah, we're on top of the world. And I thought, wow, this right now we have license to do some fucking crazy white album shit. Right now we could go out and make the most experimental bunch of noise mess ever. And then I thought, you know, I might actually miss the thing where everyone sings along in the choruses. I like that. I consider our audience to be like the fifth member, other member of the band. Because I like it when people join in and sing these big choruses, you know, like a song like Something for Nothing or Congregation or whatever it is, like The River. Songs on this record have these big choruses for a reason because I want to include everyone. So that after we were here, I'm like, you know, I don't know if I want to give up the stadium thing, man. I'm kind of into it. So someday, I mean, it's funny because when we get together and jam, there's sort of like two sides of our band. There's a side of our band that we try to simplify a lot. And then there's this other side of the band that's like kind of like crazy punk rock prog that we throw into things every now and then. But I like including the audience a lot.
But all those elements are there. You know, those little proggy punk, whatever, all the little elements of all the stuff that we've grown up on is there. But I think we like to make records because we want to like the songs.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't even need to like them anymore. Though.
Dave doesn't care, actually. Dave just writes them. I don't like this one, but we'll do this.
Here, guys, play this for me, would you?
And do you guys have any tour demands?
Many.
Reel them off for me.
Hot chicks interviewing us.
God, I should think of something to add to the rider. Like, what would I really want to do? And then I was like, I couldn't come up with anything. It's all there.
It's hard to find. You know, the tour rider that we use, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's an activity book. It's a coloring book. Do you know this? Go online and search for the Foo Fighters tour rider. It's the funniest thing you've ever fucking read in your entire life. And it's an activity book. So you get a pack of crayons with it and you can color it in. And there's multiple choice, like there'll be like a search, like a word search, things that don't belong in a salad. Like a ball pen hammer and shit like that. Like, or circle the things that don't belong in the buffet and there's like a picture of Richard Pryor's face and it's pretty great. And it actually asks for the things that we need in the funniest way you could possibly imagine. It's pretty good. But ultimately, like, how much stuff do you touch? You eat like a couple cookies.
I eat some cookies or candy. There's a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches going on.
Yeah.
Some coffee, beer and shots. That's pretty much it.
Beer and the whiskey kind of gets the most play.
And peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's
And
really
peanut butter and
everything.
jelly.
You could cut everything else out.
Actually, I walked back there and there's a juicer back there now and a basket of vegetables the size of, it's like a cornucopia. And I'm like, who asked for the juicer? And Rami, our keyboard guy, he's like, that's me. I asked for the juicer. I was like, you better juice something, man. Look at all this fruit and vegetables. Do you see how much is in there? It's like a farmer's market in there right now.
I didn't look at the fucking vegetables.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm not juicing anything. You juice it.
What are some of your favorite songs to play live?
AC/DC's Let There Be Rock is one of them.
Yeah.
Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie. Detroit
of
Rock
those
City by Kiss.
No,
Foo Fighters songs? Nah, I don't like those.
I really love Congregation. I think that's a fun song to play.
Who are your fans?
You know what's
guys?
crazy? I think at this point our fans are people that came to see us when they were young and now they bring their kids to see us too. It's funny because you'll see a dad with a Foo Fighters shirt and their kid has a Nirvana shirt on, which kind of seems a little lopsided in a way. Like, we haven't really changed what we do too much. One of the reasons why we're still here is because we sort of remain in our own little bubble, which we always have. Like, if you think about the last 20 years, a lot has happened to rock music, you know? you got like this crazy new metal, and everyone's got like baggy pants and dreadlocks, and we're just in our basement playing Learn to Fly or whatever. And then all of a sudden you got like skinny ties and all these like handsome dudes from New York playing like new wave kind of shit. And then we're like in our basement playing All My Life or whatever. And so over the years,
Limp Bizkit, and then the Strokes. What's the next one?
Is he good at this? Hey, ask him about you too. But we've always kind of done our own thing, And so I like doing our own thing. That's what we do. And I think that because of that, people have stuck with us for a long time. And people come to the show because they want to see a badass rock band.
So what keeps you coming back, and what are some of the more memorable moments that you've had in Australia?
I got thrown in jail here once for being drunk on a scooter. That was memorable. What else happened?
How did everybody else escape arrest during this incident?
Wait, how did you not get arrested?
Okay, here's
Exactly.
me and him we got mopeds down on the Gold Coast like everybody does, goes around. It was great fun. So we spent a couple days down there before the show. Show day comes, it's a beautiful day. We took the scooters. I think you even rode it up on stage like you were in Judas Priest for the first song, didn't you? Remember that? Yes. And then, so afterwards, we stayed, we hung, we partied. Dave was overserved. And
There's a very irresponsible barman.
There's a very irresponsible barman backstage who overserved Dave. And then me and Dave were riding home on our scooters. And I wasn't hammered, actually. I had a bag of weed in my pocket, but he was hammered. And we both got stopped in one of those police
It's called a sobriety checkpoint.
I passed, Dave failed. So Dave had to go to jail. I took my scooter home, got in a cab, got his scooter, took it back, told our tour manager to go get Dave out of jail. Next day, Dave got out of jail. Then he had to come back and go to court.
Okay, we've just been told to wrap it.
Okay.
Okay. Been going like that for
Okay.
like 2 minutes.
You don't
Okay.
bark or something?
That's it. Can I just ask one last joke question? How many questions on average does it take for a journalist to ask you about Kurt Cobain?
It's usually the question after we've ended the interview.
Smart ass answer.
Or it's the one that ends the interview.
Thanks a lot for that. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Bye, thanks.
Bye, guys.